Living our best life. Hello and welcome to Myth Refreshed, the podcast, where I invite you to meet some of the amazing guests that are going to be gracing the stage on March the 18th at the Omnibus Theatre in Clapham. Tickets are available now. Myth Refreshed is an evening that crosses cultures and artistic disciplines in order to resurrect the power of myth and to reawaken the hero in you. Let me introduce you to Dyana Gravina. I'll give you a quick bio. Dyana, she is an interdisciplinary artist, an independent curator, activist, mover, community builder. She's the founding director of Procreate Project, a pioneering arts organization dedicated to women and non-binary artists who are mothers. She's currently studying an MA in gender, sexuality and culture at Birkbeck and has a host of different places that she's collaborated and curated with. Welcome.
Thank you. And a birth doula.
And a birth doula, like check. So I actually know Dyana from Procreate Project. Like I've known you for the pioneering work you've been doing with mothers who are artists, and that for me already makes you a hero for me, because when I was a young mother with young children, it was just a dream to have someone support my artistic works as well as my work as a mother, and to have found you who was just like, yeah, I am that mother, I am an artist, and I'm not going to wait, I'm going to create a space that will nurture both of you. Like, that's freaking epic. Freaking epic. Where do you get the fire? Because you're constantly doing things. Inspire me, please.
I mean, the first fire came through with my pregnancy, and that has triggered a lot of what I've been doing for the last 10 years. Just this resurrection of authenticity within me, the inspiration that growing another human inside and then seeing him growing outside in this world has given me has been really powerful. Just made me shift all the cards around, really made me look deep into myself and change what needed to be changed as well, and healing as well. It started a profound healing journey for me.
So the mother house, the first one that I experienced from you was in Waterloo.
Yeah.
How has that evolved?
Yeah, when you came, it was one of the first pilot project of this artist studio space with integrated childcare.
Amazing. Like, it just needs to be a standard everywhere. Sorry, calm down. Yes.
It evolved into having more longer term premises now after 6 years from when we first started. And now it's welcoming artists in Catford and Lewisham area. Still riding the ride, the roller coasters of setting up a space in capitalistic development and in a place like London especially. So all the backstage issues that you don't put on Instagram.
Yeah. They only want to see the shiny, but none of the grime.
So it's a great fight against many issues that we have in the socio-cultural context. But it's going, and on a human level, on a creative level, it's something that is really nurturing change within the lives of many people that are using this space.
Why is it important to hear the voices of mothers who are artists out there in the world?
Well, it's important to hear the voices of people that have been constantly marginalized. It's important to lift the work, the caring work in general in this society. It's important to address the issues that have to do with all the unpaid labor that goes into creative healing space for the next generations to come. Um, and it's important to really acknowledge the value that all this unpaid labor brings into this society.
I'm
Is
so
that
happy that you're on
enough?
this planet. I'm just so happy that we've got you there, like championing it for us. Because if it wasn't for heroines like you, I think it would be shyster. We'd be waiting, and we'd be waiting for too long. What made you answer the call to Myth Refreshed? What resonated with you from the open call?
Well, it was really timing, because during this last year, I've been reconnecting more with my roots. I had disconnected from him because of from that place, and because of trauma, and everything that having been brought up in the southern part of Italy meant to me. So there was a lot of pain and trauma that led me to take kind of a really defined distance and disconnection from it. And during this last year, after a long journey, a healing journey, using different practices that again was triggered and instigated by me becoming a mother and having to be a better person for my son. I arrived to the point that I could reconnect with that land and that past from a healed perspective. And so I've been working there. I've been showing work there in the past year. I was part of the Domus Art Residency in Salento, which is where I'm from. And just looking at the open call, it was just a perfect way to bring that work and that connection over here to London and tell a bit of that story and connecting the dots of my journey that started there and is currently developing here in this country.
What can we expect to see from you on the stage?
So I will be collaborating with a musician called Lima Layton. We will be looking into the history of Tarantism.
You know you need to break that down for me,
I
right?
will. I will. Tarantism is this phenomenon that has been studied and analyzed for hundreds of years. It comes from a pagan ritual where women used dance and movement to heal. And originally, in the land of Taranto, which is exactly where I am from, women with drums would facilitate space for other women to go into this trance, and really using their body knowledge and wisdom to heal themselves and free themselves from all the oppressions. And of course, there was the religious appropriation and man's appropriation of this ritual, which meant that all of a sudden, these women were saved by a scent or by the man taking the tambourine and free them from what was told to be a spider bite, because they needed to justify that type of expression, which was a really wild expression, not really stereotypically feminine as we know it in this quite patriarchal
As in, it
context.
wasn't elegant and graceful.
It wasn't, but it was really deeply wild and connected with the soul and eros and madness in the most positive sense of this word. And so they needed to justify it, and so it had to be something poisonous. And so there were these men all of a sudden saving these women. And it was really interesting for me because 4 years ago, I've started using movement meditation practices like 5 rhythms and movement medicine. And all of a sudden, I find this coincidence, like where I come from, there was these rituals that were used to heal. And then I found, after many years, I found these practices along my path, and I've started using them, and it has been so beneficial and important for my self-development and healing journey. And so this year, when I've reconnected these dots, I was profoundly touched, and it just all started making sense. So you can expect movement, sound, and me trying to reclaim the history that belonged to women and to the body wisdom.
Oh, I've got the tingles everywhere. I mean, how important, I mean, you've made it very clear that part of your journey was to go back. I mean, but for many people, that is a very scary thing to do, to dip into trauma. Sometimes it's nice to just pretend it's not there, walk away and just start again. What would you say to people who are at this kind of crossroads where you can actually look back and kind of deal with where you've come from before you move forwards? Or why is it really important for healing, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, trauma are unfinished cycles. And I think it's important to finish those cycles to trigger new patterns that will inform your journey moving forward. And it can be painful, but it just really shapes the relationships that you have with other people and with the world in a much healthier way, more compassionate way. And also the relationship with yourself, which is, the first step and the first thing to heal. And it's really important for the individual nervous system and for the collective nervous system to try and be collectively more together, more connected. Yeah.
Beauteous. You're amazing. What did you bring? What did you bring to share with us?
Well, I brought a book from Gabrielle Roth, who is the founder of the 5 rhythms movement practice, 5 rhythms practice. And can I read just a tiny?
Love for you to read, darling.
So these are her words. I want to focus on ways we can retrieve our souls through our bodies, not in spite of our bodies or instead of our bodies, but through the very flesh that defines our presence on this plane of reality. We begin the process by embracing and expressing both the body and spirit, the feminine and masculine energies of our nature. In the alchemical marriage of these two forces, the soul is born. It is neither or and both, but a third force, the relationship between those polarities and all polarities as they exist in your nature. Your soul is a seeker, lover, and artist, shape shifting through archetypal fields of energy. Between your darkness and light, your body and spirit, your heaven and hell, until you land in the sweet moment of surrender when you, as dancer, disappear in the dance.
Mamma mia. Thank you so much for sharing that. What a gift from the divine. What projects do you have coming up? I mean, apart from Miss Refreshed on the 18th of March.
Yes, please. Come on the 18th. Regis will be with me. Yes. We will be celebrating his birthday as well.
Oh, wow. Pisces.
Yeah,
Bring
Pisces.
it on. All right. Okay.
Bring in the waves. So many projects, actually. We have an archive, digital space and posters collection for artists, mothers and parents. Just go and look at Procreate Project. There will be a lot of announcement on new exhibitions coming up, conferences with performances and discussions on childbirth.
Yeah, because you do an art competition as well.
Yeah, so we're going to have the exhibition opening on the 30th of March. But yeah, if you want to go on Instagram or website is
And
procreateproject.com.
this is just for
That's just
mothers,
for,
not
yeah,
artists.
mothers and parents. And personally, of course, I'm going to be with you on the 18th of March. And then I'm writing my dissertation.
You got this. You got this.
Yeah.
So it's good that we managed to catch you before you go back into your lair.
Yeah. No, it was actually great to have this space for my own personal practice as well. It's really nurturing and important for me to keep that alive.
For the world, my love, for the world. We can't wait to see you on March the 18th. Thank you so much for offering your artistic blessing to us. And you guys are in for a treat. Thank you so much, Dyana.
Thank you.
You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us at the Myth Refreshed podcast. It has only been made possible through the sponsorship and kindness of AB Recording Studios in Tooting. Please check them out if you have any podcast or video casting needs. They are amazing. We look forward to seeing you on March the 18th at the Omnibus Theatre in Clapham. Tickets are available now. Thank you, Myth Refreshed family. You are amazing.